Welcome, everybody. Thank you for watching Chatting with Chelsea. I'm here with Adonde Thorne, also known as sWooZie.
And the streamy goes to sWooZie. Guys, give it up for sWooZie.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Of course, thank you for being here. Much what you've been up to in quarantine. You've been putting out awesome videos. What else have you been up to?
I'm working on a movie now, so it's very interesting because I've always wanted to be like a movie director, writer, blah, blah, blah. But when you start telling people this, they start giving you this look like, they start giving you that vibe. But for me, I've always had that as like my red pin on my map. So when YouTube came along and became an opportunity, I told myself, you're going to do YouTube to work on your craft, to get to film. So as I, started getting more and more popular on YouTube, more opportunities started coming. So between my agents and my managers, they know everyone. So when I finally told them, hey, I kind of want to make movies, and they're like, okay, what producer do you want? And that's not the question you normally get when you say you want to make a movie. So I was like, well, I love The Matrix, and I love this movie, that movie. And then they get me in the room with these people. Outside of YouTube, that's what I've been doing. But at the same time, too, I don't plan on taking YouTube and putting that in the back anywhere. So I'm going to keep the YouTube going throughout the entire journey, wherever it may go, whatever level I get to. But outside of YouTube, that's what's been going on during quarantine. A lot of writing.
That's amazing. So we'll have to look out for the movie. Can you give us
any tidbits? I can tell you it's going to be action. It's going to be animated to some degree. I can't say what kind of animation. But when you watch my videos and when you watch my film, hopefully if it ever comes out or if it ever happens, because they say it's a 5% chance that you sitting in your bedroom will ever get a movie made.
Jeez.
So with those odds, I mean, it's a miracle that I'm even this far in the process. But yeah, animation, humor, and action. And it's going to be over the top crazy. I don't like doing the same thing you've seen 100 times before. So same is going to be the approach when I throw my hat into the movie scene.
You've been doing this for a long time. It's like almost 15 years.
2005 is when I made my first YouTube channel. Then I forgot the password to that one. So I got locked out of it. And then I made another account, the one that I currently have now, in February of 2006.
I can definitely say, I don't think I've ever watched one of your YouTube videos and not actually laughed out loud, audibly laughed out loud. And that's something that is tricky to find these days on YouTube because it just seems to be harder and harder to find good content.
Music to my ears, because I definitely tried that. And I've had a YouTube video make me laugh out loud, so that's often the goal. I'm trying to find a balance of being prolific and being more consistent, but also not rushing it to where it's not good.
Which I'm sure is difficult for you because you do everything in your video. So what would be a rushed version versus, putting everything and taking your time to make the perfect video?
It's interesting because some of the rushed videos do the best on my channel, which blows my mind. I guess a good example is Textually Active.
You know what's annoying? People who take hours to text back, especially when they're the ones that hit you up first, like, hey, what's up? And then you text back like, nothing, chilling at Chipotle, what you up to? And they never text you back.
When I first made that a few years ago, I literally recorded it in one take, maybe two. And that recording session was 5 minutes long. So this is the next video. And it starts off with the idea of the title and then a bunch of bullet points. And then I go in my room, I sit down, I record the audio and the video, and then I send it to my animators now. Before I didn't have animators, now I do. It takes me about a month to turn around a video. So now I'm trying to hire as many animators as I can to have it to where it's weekly content. Whereas before I would sit, I'd make a video, I'd record the audio, I'd animate it, and then I put it out. And I think for a week about what the next video is going to do. And then it's a month-long process from there. It's changed a little bit, but typically a rushed one is more conversational, but me just word vomit onto my notes, and then I record that.
I'm sure the rushed versions are just as good, even though I know you see it differently. What is your favorite and least favorite part about making your intricately animated videos?
Least favorite? Man, I don't think there is I've never thought of that. Wow. I've never had that question asked to me. I'd probably say my least favorite is also kind of fun, but also my least favorite is getting on camera. Only because it takes a long time to even get to this level. And this is not me completely done up, Most animators don't show their face. And I believe it's because I gotta get on camera and look presentable. We're in our pajamas. My bottom half is pajamas, my Mario pajamas. So when I get on camera now, I show my full body. So that's a full outfit to sit in my bedroom to do. So I'd say that's my least favorite part is the fixing all this. My favorite is everything else. I love the creativity. I love the originality. I love that YouTube is a little wacky, so I can get a little wacky, even though I feel very strange because people know you in real life. So when they see you online and they see you acting wacky online, but not wacky in real life, online, I feel like I can just get a little wacky. So that's my favorite part too, is I can exaggerate and get as crazy as I want to get. And the internet is waiting to embrace it.
I love that you struggle to find the least favorite part of filming your videos though. That's good. That's good
I
to
love
know.
it. And same with filmmaking. Like when I thought about filmmaking, it's just like I love I love pre-production, I love post-production, I love filming, I love holding the camera, I love drawing, I love fashion, I love shoes, I love cars. There's so many things that go into filmmaking, and I love literally every single process.
Sounds like you're made for it.
Maybe, we'll see.
Which video was your favorite to make?
First, Confessions of a Disney Employee.
The people that have worked there for 15 years and they have their little pen and they've met their boyfriend or girlfriend there and they're getting married on property and it's a whole Disney themed wedding. Yeah, you got those people there.
It was good and bad. I recorded it, I did everything, and then my hard drive crashed as soon as I was about to finish. And I lost everything. I was a little bit rushing it because it was all black and white. I was 80% done, hard drive crash, lost all of it. And then there was that moment where I just looked down at the floor like, are you going to do this again or are you going to not? And I was like, okay, I'm going to do it again. And I decided I'm going to do it for real. So I did it in full color, added some more jokes, had some time. It was almost like when you're telling a friend a story and then another friend comes along and you thought of some new jokes to tell and insert the second time around. It was like that. And that one was just so much fun to do. Granted, not the second time around, by the middle point of the second time around, it became actual fun. On the live action side, I'd probably say Adorable Ambush. I basically have a high-speed car chase at 70 miles an hour where there's a van full of robbers trying to steal diamonds from my 3-year-old passenger in the back. And just going through all the process of me pulling over on the freeway and mapping out days and times of where cops are not around, where traffic is very light, the execution of getting people to come and do it, renting the van from the car dealership, and just everything coming together in perfect symphony and orchestra was just so rewarding. So when people see the video, I don't think they understand the monumental hurdles. But if you were to watch Adorable Ambush and then you try to put together a video like that, you will very quickly learn how hard something like that is to do. So those are my 2 favorite videos that I filmed.
You've been on YouTube for 15 years. So you've witnessed the evolution of what YouTube was versus what it is now. So what is the best and worst thing that has changed from YouTube then versus today?
Worst thing on YouTube that I've seen is not even YouTube's fault, but more so the powers that be that YouTube work with, the other third parties. Okay, so for example, music. It would be so great if we had a world where we could hum a song or whistle a song in the video and not have strikes put, or not even strikes, but content claim. But YouTube's hands are tied because anytime they say anything, it's scrutinized from every angle. YouTube has been trying to work on a way. I guess I can say this unofficially. YouTube has worked on a version where if the video is 1 minute long, or let's say 100 seconds long, and they use a song for 3 seconds. Okay, BMG, if you want to claim because they hummed Ariana Grande's 7 Rings for 3 seconds, you get 3% of the AdSense. YouTube has worked on a version where their platform works like that. Do you know how BMG currently does it? If you hum or sing or use 3 seconds of 7 Rings, they claim 100% of the revenue on your video.
That's crazy. I didn't realize if you sang the song, my singing is way too off key for them to know that it's Ariana Grande.
Granted, now they do tell you that a portion is being taken, but they don't tell you what portion. And you have to be a NASA rocket scientist to kind of go in there and understand exactly what. But just the music. I wish that the music was a little bit more usable. Also, the adpocalypse, also not YouTube's fault, to where now if you curse, you can't get monetized. So those are the things I really don't like about the platform. Granted, they have nothing to do with YouTube themselves. They were just responding to these different situations. They want you to make as much money as humanly possible because of them. They make as much money as humanly possible. The stuff I love, everything else. I mean, YouTube goes above and beyond on so many different boxes. The platform is actually really awesome.
YouTube is definitely my favorite platform, has always been and still is to this day. So that just adds to the reasons why. Okay, so what's the most unexpected perk that you've gotten from being such a well-known YouTuber?
easy one because I've thought of this. I love food. I go to restaurants sometimes and then the server will come over and hand me the bill and be like, it's been paid for already. That person over there paid for it. I'm just like, what? So I'll go over and thank them and they'll be like, keep up the videos, man. I love them. Free food. I mean, that's where it's at.
What's some advice that you would give to someone who wants to follow in your footsteps?
Find a way to do what hasn't been done 100 times before. I can't stress that enough.
So that's cool. What was it like to meet and interview Obama?
Oh man. I just randomly got an email and I'm like, are they serious? Like, I'm even in consideration for this? This is amazing. Getting to go to the White House is a big enough deal in itself. And I don't typically get nervous, but I would go in and out of waves of being nervous. I'd be like, oh my God, I'm going to meet him. And then at the same time, it's just like, he's a normal dude. And then when they told me, all right, sWooZie, you're going to interview him first, then the nerves came back and it's like, oh my God, no, why me? But at the same time, I'm going to do this. You got to approach stuff like you're a boss, you know? And once he entered the room, I was kind of like, all right, all the nerves, cool. They're gone. I'm not nervous anymore. All right. Before they were rolling, Obama said, what's up, sWooZie? Soon as he walks in the room. And I was just like, at that point, I was done. I was so nervous at that point. This man knew my face. Like, and then he said, not even sWooZie, sWooZie. Oh my God, I was done. I was done. So then when they're doing their intro on camera, my legs are just doing this, like shaking so fast. Because he totally threw me off with the whole, and it might have been a tactic to, you know, befriend me so I don't come at him with any hard questions. I don't know. The dude was so cool. The fact that this man went out of his way to be like, bring the assistants in here, let's get some pictures. Coolest dude ever.
That's amazing.
Some people might not agree with his policies, but just on a smaller scale, it really impressed me. It spoke a lot to his character because, again, the cameras were off. I've met so many celebrities that small little thing usually is a window into their character. To me, it impressed me. So different people have different indicators that they look for. That was one that I looked for. And he, aside from everything else that I saw, that impressed me about him.
I think he definitely he exhibits great qualities as a human being. So it's nice to see that. And that also proves, doesn't matter how successful, popular, rich, big, whatever you are, humility, you know, that's the word. And no matter where my journey takes me, hopefully I'm confident that I'll be able to do that throughout to my dying day, because the people around you, they're so important, whether you know them or not. The strangers that are around you, they're just as important as the main stars in your narrative. And the little efforts, the little acts of humility and kindness, to me, they go very far. So kind of bring it back to you, since this is your interview. I've been with you in public places and seen how you take the time to also meet with people and take pictures with fans and stuff like that.
The little things, I believe, go a very long way. And because of that, now you and I know each other because of going that extra mile.
And I am happy that you did. You have, whether you know it or not, have been a mentor to me in the creative world, because I do look at your career and how far you've come and what you've done and how you treat your fans. And I do want to emulate that. There are certain things that I identify with that you do that, you know, you don't see a lot of other people do, like you said.
Leave it in a better place than you found it.
Exactly. Thank you so much for being on my little show and letting me interview you. It was a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Where can people find you on social media?
Just watch my YouTube videos. That's all. I don't ask for much. sWooZie is the name. So just check out a few of them if you like them. You know, watch all of them.
Just put the playlist on and sit back. We're all in quarantine. If you're looking for something to watch, I highly recommend sWooZie's YouTube channel. All right. Well, that's the interview.
You know what? We're going to have these interviews more often. Here's what's going to happen. On the press release of my movie, we're going to sneak you in like you're a regular reporter. A good question and unexpected, because you're really good.
Thank you.